Well, this week, police from all over the nation are enforcing drive sober or get pulled over. The campaign focuses on law enforcement and their goal to stop drunk drivers. It highlights a constant police presence searching for drunk drivers to stop people from drinking and driving. And today we are joined by Corporal Kyle Wills with the Boise Police Department. First of all, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having us.
So we're talking about this campaign. For folks who might not be familiar, walk us through what it's all about.
So this is really just an initiative or a campaign that partners law enforcement with the Highway Safety Office throughout the state of Idaho and actually throughout the country. And we're really focusing on trying to reduce the number of impaired drivers on our roadways, especially as we come to the close of the 100 deadly days, but as we ramp up into the Labor Day driving weekend, which sees more traffic on the roadway.
You just mentioned it of why it is happening right now, but what do you want folks to know, especially when it does come to Labor Day and people are out and about, maybe they're mingling, social activities going on?
And that's really what's important, right? So it is Labor Day, it's kind of the last push of summer, and so you have an extra day off for most people, and so we see more traffic on the road, we see more people out, and people will be out later in the evenings, maybe downtown, and they may enjoy a drink or two. And so we're really trying to help people realize that there are other ways to get home rather than taking the risk and the consequences of drinking and driving.
And speaking of drinking and driving, I know we've all heard, you shouldn't be doing that. How do you know if you've had too much? I mean, what should folks know before they maybe get in the car?
So that's a great question. We tell people all the time, if you feel different, you drive different. And so that's kind of a good gauge that people can use is just how are you feeling? And plan ahead. If you know you're going to a bar downtown or to a restaurant, and you're going to have a few alcoholic drinks, plan ahead for that and get a designated driver. Have somebody that's maybe not drinking, be the driver, find a ride home, those sorts of things.
You mentioned, those options, plan ahead. I mean, that's a big part of this because maybe not always something that people think about.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's exactly right. And I think all of us have friends and family that are more than willing to give us a ride, but we really need to plan ahead and let them know that we may need their help that evening.
How often do you see this, especially during this time and this campaign?
We see it a lot, and especially at this time of year. And unfortunately, this year, Idaho has lost 89 people during the 100 deadly days, which is up 12 from the same point last year. So we're seeing an increase in fatalities on our roadways. So we really, really want to educate people and help people understand our job is to get people home safely.
Anything else you'd like folks to know who might be watching right now?
No, just that's the biggest thing is plan ahead, have a great weekend, but make sure at the end of the weekend you can celebrate it with your family as an entire family.
Good advice there. All right, Corporal Wills, thank you so much for joining us here on the News at 4.